Hi, good day viewers. A lot of people have been asking and trying to know the reason why the Court of Appeal handling the Presidential Election Petition dismissed the petition of Mr. Peter Obi and the Labour Party. And here are some few reasons why they dismissed the petition. And at the end, let me know in the comment section whether, in your own understanding, whether these reasons are justified or not.
Number one, the tribunal said the petitioners, particularly Labour Party and Peter Obi, made quote generic accusations of irregularities in the election, but they failed to specify the specific anomaly, the places where those anomalies occurred, and who were affected by those anomalies. Number two, Peter Obi and the Labour Party, according to the tribunal, read by Justice Mohammed, again, failed to state the number of votes affected and the number of people disenfranchised. The court struck out several paragraphs of the Labour Party's petition for being too generic and vague. The tribunal said the affected paragraphs failed to name the specific polling units where irregularities occurred. We did talk about this during the proceedings, but the problem is that there were just too many irregularities and too many areas affected that it is difficult and almost impossible to specify them within the period provided by the documents governing the proceedings. So that was why the Labour Party and Peter Obi actually left it open for interpretation by the court. And now the court, the tribunal, is using that against them. Number three, the court said although Peter Obi and the Labour Party claim to have scored the majority of lawful votes cast, they failed to state the specific number of lawful votes they scored. The court further held that the determination of election is about figures. Again, it was impossible for Peter Obi and the Labour Party to be specific in terms of numbers because the results were not uploaded onto IREV, and those that were uploaded were unreadable and mutilated. How do you specify something when you do not have the full results? Which is why the Labour Party and Peter Obi were questioning the process by which INEC conducted the election. But unfortunately, the court, the tribunal, seems to be blind and deaf on this issue. Number four, according to the tribunal, Peter Obi and the Labour Party also failed to prove that their votes were suppressed by failing to specify the number of votes suppressed. This relates to number three above. You cannot be specific when you do not have the specific numbers. When INEC refused blatantly, even with court order, with court subpoena, to provide the necessary documents. They were there, the judges were there. They actually said in open court that they could not do anything about it because they anticipated that they were going to provide this judgment. Number five, on the so-called counter petition filed by President Bola Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima, contending the local standard of Peter Obi to file the petition on the first place, because according to them, Peter Obi only joined Labour Party a few days before the primary election instead of the mandatory 30 days. The court is holding that it is not within the rights of Tinubu and Shettima to challenge Obi's candidacy. The issue of membership of a political party is an eternal affair. The tribunal also dismissed the objection raised by the respondents, that is Shettima and Tinubu, contending that Obi and Labour Party failed to join their case with Atiku-Abubakar as a respondent in the petition. So that's some sort of good news. Another key development is that out of the 13 witnesses called by the Labour Party, 10 were not accepted by the court. Can you imagine that? Out of 13 witnesses called, 10 were not accepted by the court. Justice Samani held that the 10 witnesses' statements of oath were incompetent and not admissible. In the course of our presentations in the next few days, the next few weeks, we are going to show you specifically what they mean by that. In any case, witnesses 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 13 were subpoenaed by Labour Party are not witnesses of the court. According to the court noted that the witnesses' statements were filed out of time. Again, we shall be going into detailed analysis to see what the court meant and on what basis they rendered this judgment. Number seven, the tribunal rejected the European Union report on the presidential election, which, as we all know, categorically indicted INEC for their conduct of the election. According to the tribunal, the report was not tendered by an official of the body which authored it. Alright, so are they expecting that Peter Obi and the Labour Party called the European Union to come tender the report, or are they expecting that the European Union partake in the Presidential Election Tribunal process? I do not understand the basis of this judgment. So again, we shall see. Number 8, the court refused to admit in evidence the 18,088 blood polling unit result tendered by the Labour Party and Peter Obi. Again, I do not understand the basis for the rejection of these results because they were provided by INEC. They were uploaded onto IREF. They should constitute part of the evidence as claimed by Peter Obi and the Labour Party. But of course, that is not what the tribunal wants to hear. All right, so what I'm trying to do here is to provide you with some highlights of the judgment, and as we proceed, I'll continue to provide more throughout the day and throughout the coming days and throughout the coming weeks. I just wanted to provide this so that we get going with this project. All right, see you in the next video. Stay tuned.